analyse exactly what happened the other night. Any further thoughts on what went on?
No, I got hit by a coin in the face, and right there, by someone in the crowd. Not happy with some of the comments that have come out afterwards. People should know better. It's, pretty poor. All this, I was goading people, I bring it on myself. There's an effigy outside Tynecastle saying, "Hang Neil Lennon." That was before the game. Did I bring that on myself? I'm asking you. Well, you're all saying no. So you're right, because you're right-minded people, you're decent people. So this has got to stop. Everyone says I play the victim. I don't. First day I've stepped into Scotland, I had 15 years in England of nothing. So the first day I step into Scotland, this sort of stuff has begun. And it's not because I'm an aggressive character. You all know me. I'm not aggressive as a person at all. I'm competitive. Sometimes I cross the line, just like any normal manager. So this, bringing on himself, very angry about those comments.
Your good friend Martin Riley said yesterday that it was the fact that you were Catholic, Irish,
yes,
and played for Celtic.
Yes.
Do you agree with all those comments?
100%. There's no other way. Listen, everyone tries to skirt around it. That's the basis of it. Has been since 2000. First day I stepped on the pitch at Windsor Park as a Celtic player, I was booed every time I touched the ball. Having previously played 36 times and had nothing but was my association with Celtic being high profile. There's no question in my mind that was the reason behind it. And it's what you want to call it. You call it sectarianism here in Scotland, I call it racism. If a black man is abused, you're not just abusing the colour of his skin, you're abusing his culture, his heritage, his background. It's the exact same when I get called a Fenian, a pauper, a beggar, a tarrier. These people with a sense of entitlement or superiority complex. And all I do is stand up for myself.
Do you feel the authorities then, Neil, I'm not just talking about the football authorities here, I'm talking about the police, need to do a lot more to stamp this, but what can they do? And does it take...
I'm not a politician. You're asking the wrong person here, Brian. I've been subjected to this for 18 years. I'm 47. I'm fed up with it. I'm the manager of Hibs now, and I'm still getting it in a derby. Now, whether that isolated incident is sectarian motivated or not, that effigy outside the ground before the game, for me, is sectarian or racist or whatever you want to call it. Hanging people was something the Ku Klux Klan did in the 60s to black people. So maybe that's the mentality of these people who want to write this stuff. The first time I signed for Celtic, there was an effigy in Lisburn saying Neil Lennon R.I.P. That's to do with my association with Celtic, and that's to do with me being an Irish Catholic. And Martin, who's been my friend for 15, 16 years, he sits at the games with his, mouth shut and his hands in his lap, and he has to listen to this stuff every week. And I think he was quite emotional yesterday. I think he's had enough of it.
What does it say about Scottish society, Neil?
There's a problem. It's a big problem. And you all turn your back on it, you all laugh about it, you all brush it aside. It's right there in all its glory at times. Well, if you want to call it glory, it's the wrong word. And I keep hearing these, one Scotland, we're a democracy, which we are, we're open to everyone. At times it hasn't been the case for me.
What's it like being...
And I'm a footballer. I'm not a criminal. I don't go around throwing bricks and stones and bottles at people. I don't go around attacking people in the streets. I'm a football manager. I don't break the law. I try and do a good job wherever I can. I try and put on a team who entertain. I try to win things. I'm competitive, yes. But I will not take any nonsense from people. Why should I? And maybe I'm the first one to stand up for myself in a long, long time, but there's people before me who were Irish and played for Celtic took a hell of a lot of abuse as well. But maybe they weren't as prominent, or maybe they didn't have the voice or the platform that I have these days.
What's it like being Neil Lennon living in Scottish society? Are there things that go on that we don't see or hear about?
Yeah, at times, yeah. Yes. But you've heard about, there's been a litany, of assaults and other things. Why? Because I'm a football manager. But people will be blinkered and say it's his fault. He's aggressive. I'm aggressive when I'm reactive. Once I step out into the stadium, they're already up the fever pitch because I'm walking in there. I don't need to wind anybody up. They're already wound up the fever pitch. And then people say you have a responsibility. There's a guy called Les Gray on last night saying I nearly incited a riot. What a lot of crap. Totally way off beam. Irrelevant. And totally missing the point. And I'm not sure he's speaking on behalf of the police authorities at the minute with what he said last night.
Would you feel uncomfortable going back to Tynecastle this season?
No. I've never felt uncomfortable going into a football ground.
Well, there's another derby obviously coming up in 8 weeks, 9 weeks time, at Christmas time, an evening kick-off, Saturday night, albeit at Easter Road.
I feel a lot safer at Easter Road than I would at Tynecastle, put it that way.
At the same time, all the recipe for potentially, after what happened on Wednesday, more issues. Is that concern? I mean, do the two clubs obviously who came out with a statement yesterday, do they have to take measures before that game, do you think?
They probably will, but first of all we need to get the perpetrators who, one, assaulted Bobby Zamal, two, threw coins onto the pitch, and not just at me, at the assistant linesman. Did he bring it on himself? Did Marvin Bartley bring it on himself? Did Bobby Zamal bring it on himself? Why do I bring it on myself then when people attack me or throw things at me? This is the mentality that needs to change. It's embarrassing. Does it make me angry? Yeah, it makes me very angry. But I'm just one person. So I need more people to come out and call it as it really is. And I think Martin tried to portray that yesterday in an emotional way. Maybe didn't speak for everything I believe in, but I can certainly see his point of view. So we're not brushing it under the... I'm fed up of laughing it off and shrugging it aside because I'm 47, I'm a father, grandfather. I don't need this in a footballing arena. People, they abuse you to the hilt. They abuse you. Everybody gets it at times, but I think, certainly in my case, and I'm not crying over spilt milk because I put up with it and got on with it and I've been successful through it, I think I get it a lot worse than most people do. So maybe Gary Caldwell and people like that can walk in my shoes for a day or two and see what it's really like.
Would it make you walk away, Neil, at any point?
Yeah.
Would you think?
I've thought about walking away as manager at Celtic. And again, with all the furore and all the empty vessels talking after Wednesday, people, spouting opinions and totally getting the wrong end of things. Yeah, I may reconsider my position again. I had a career in England unblemished by this sort of stuff. I had 2 years at Bolton. Again, no abuse, no attacks, no suspensions, nothing like that. Well, as soon as you come back into Scotland, it starts to rear its ugly head again.
Does Scotland need to wake up to this problem?
Paul, wake up. It's there. Don't need to wake up. It's there right in front of you every week. We hear the songs at stadiums. That's got to be stamped out. People don't want to do it. They just, there's 40,000 people in there. There's 60,000 people in that stadium. We can't do anything about it. You can if you really want to, but and I'm not the only one to suffer from sectarian abuse. Plenty of players at Rangers suffer from it as well, and I think it's disgusting in this day and age. It's racism. You call it sectarianism, I'll call it racism.
Did it surprise you when you moved to Scotland that the problem was this bad, given it,
Yeah.
experiences like that?
Yeah. Sometimes it's worse here than it is back home.
These pictures, Neil, going all around the world from Wednesday night, what does that tell the world about Scottish football? And at a time when we're talking about the game's improving, it's more competitive, the top flight, but this pushes all that to the side, doesn't it?
Well, I can't, I'm not taking my focus away from what I'm trying to do here at Hibs. This is obviously a 48-hour thing that I have to contend with again, and it may linger on for a bit longer, but the game's good in the main. There's good people in the game. There's good managers, there's good people on boards, and it shouldn't be sullied. There's good players here. It shouldn't be sullied by the acts of, sometimes you say mindless, sometimes it's premeditated. They know exactly what they're doing. And, the sooner we get the people caught, punished severely, embarrassed publicly, then it might deter other people from thinking the same way.
Is it time now for the liability on the clubs to ensure that the games are policed properly, and the direct liability should fall on those clubs?
I think it's very difficult, Brian. Strict liability. You know, again, like I said after the game, and like I said with the Wilson incident years ago, I don't blame Hearts, you know, directly. It's, you know, the actions of an individual. But there are a lot of good Hearts supporters, I know. A lot of good Rangers supporters that I know. But it's the mentality and the sense of entitlement, and how dare I come into their stadium and win, and how dare I come in and react aggressively to provocation. That's what I have to stand up for.
I was sitting just a few feet behind you, Neil, on Wednesday night, and there appeared to be actually reasonable banter going on between yourself and some of the fans during the game, having a laugh and that.
I didn't think over exuberance from me, a little bit maybe, but nothing. Sit down, you're not getting your goal. I think it would have been an incredible injustice on the team, the way we had played, and had to put up with you know, being down to 10 men for a long period in the game at a very intimidating and difficult place to go. I thought we were outstanding, so I felt a sense of injustice if that goal had accounted, because that's the last thing we deserve for our performance.
Peter Herring, the Hearts player, said that it may take the fact that derby matches to be played behind closed doors.
No, that's not the answer. You're punishing the clubs again, and you're punishing 99 or 95% of the supporters, and you're punishing the players and me as well. We don't want that. Certainly don't want that. Just people to go enjoy the game, yeah, get angry, but, you know, just be right-minded. I don't think it's a lot to ask.
Would you think twice about bringing your family back to games, Neil?
No, they go to every game. They've seen worse.
Seen worse.
Yeah. They've seen me getting attacked.
Yeah, was it particularly, you mentioned Gary Collar, was it particularly disappointing to hear a former teammate say you bring it on yourself?
Doesn't matter if he's a former teammate. Just disappointing, that motive thought. I think he's tried to retract the statement. I think he knows he's made a huge mistake. I think, you know, I've spoken to people at Partick Thistle, and I'm absolutely fine with them, and I hope he learns from it. He should, because he's totally wrong. He's tried to. It was a long day yesterday, as you can imagine. But I've spoken to Jackie Lowe and I've spoken to Jerry Britton, and we keep that good relationship between the clubs and me personally with them on that level.
I know Leanne said as well on the radio that it's an entertainment business. People forget that if you're having a joke, why can't you do that? Would it be a shame if all managers have to, you know, not even interact with fans at all? Is it?
Well, if we do that, then you know, you lose something from the game. You do, because people want to know what managers are doing. Mourinho, quite rightly, was getting abused by Chelsea fans. Gives it that. He's quite right to do that. You know, is that banter or is that provocation? I don't see people throwing things at him, and he's every right to do that because of what he done for that club.
Do you have any thoughts on why football seems to be a vehicle for this type of supporter behaviour? We don't see it in other sports.
Just working class, isn't it? It's the people's game. Game comes from the streets. We want to keep it that way. We want the rawness, and we want the noise, and we want the tribalism, and we want the fanaticism, but we don't want violence, and we don't want people getting hurt in stadiums. That should be the safest place for us as staff and players to be.
How difficult has it been to prepare for this weekend's game?
Well, just like any other game between a Wednesday and a Saturday, the players were off yesterday and we've done a little bit of work today, and we know we've got a very difficult game coming up because St Johnstone under Tommy are absolutely flying again after, you know, a heavy defeat to Celtic. They've won 3 in a row, and that's testament to Tommy Wright and the job that he does. And I believe he hasn't got long on his contract left, and I think that would be a big loss to St Johnstone. And we're in for a really tough game again. So my focus is, while I have to deal with this line of questioning again, my focus is, and the players' focus will be on the game tomorrow.
You had quite a few players injured, not involved at Tynecastle. Will any of them be back in free this weekend, Hanlon perhaps?
Well, Paul trained this morning, and Thomas Ayapong was out on the grass as well, so they may be in contention for the squad. No fresh injuries from Wednesday.
Canberra's out off the back of it,
Yeah.
Just one game.
Yeah, very harsh.
Yeah.
Very, very harsh, especially when I look back and see the 2 bookings. Very, very harsh indeed. I feel for him.
Do you think there'll be some added resolve in your players' legs when they go out tomorrow afternoon?
I hope so.
When the events at Tynecastle?
We've got to put Wednesday away, it's gone, you know, and if we lose tomorrow, then all the hard work to put in on Wednesday will be for nothing. So, yeah, we're not even focusing on Wednesday now, it's gone, and we got a great result. We got a very, very solid performance, what I wanted from the team in a, like I said, difficult place to go. We'll maybe freshen things up for tomorrow, and it'll be nice to have a home game because we haven't had one for about 35 years now.
What sort of reaction do you expect personally from the Hibs fans?
Just one that hopefully I normally get, that they're appreciative of what we're trying to do here, and the Hibs fans have been brilliant for me since the day I've walked in the door. I love it here, and I'm assuming after a good result on Wednesday night the reception will be good.
Would that sort of response from the Hibs fans, will that sway in your mind when you consider exactly what you do in the future with your career?
We'll just see how the things pan out over the next year or 2, but I'm very happy here and I enjoy working with good people and a great bunch of players.